as manager of Chelsea?
Doesn't. Maybe seems to you like this, but does not. Actually does not, because we dropped some points against Man United. We find a solution to win a game at Watford, and we won with a freak shot in the end of a away game in West Ham. So we had this before. That we lose games. We don't like it, but we're not worried. We know what we have to do to win games.
What about the injury situation? I mean, will that force your hand in how much you rotate the team? Because obviously you have been suffering injuries like most teams in the Premier League have been.
I don't know if most teams, but Ben Chilwell is out for tomorrow. N'Golo is out. Chalobah is out. Jorginho is out. And Mateo Kovacic is out.
Thomas, I just wanted to ask you, you mentioned that some of your players may have been a bit overloaded and a couple of them, their confidence may be a bit low. In this game where you're already assured of qualifying to the knockout stages, is this a good chance to maybe make some changes and, for instance, give Kepa a chance to start?
Yeah, it is. It is. The decisions are not made yet, because we just had training and we have good training, and we had a bit of an acute overload, also due to injuries, also due to the schedule, but the schedule is the schedule. We can handle this, the player can handle it, but due to our injuries on some positions, like in central midfield, where we struggle, or like when you have guys out like Trevor, we struggle a little bit in defense and have some overloaded players. But the game tomorrow, isolated, is not the problem in terms of being overloaded. It's more the game that comes up on a Saturday. And because we played on Saturday the early match against West Ham, we have a late evening game now in St. Petersburg on a Wednesday. That gives us enough time, and I can already see this. We had one day off. We had 2 good training sessions today. The guys look fresh. They're ready for tomorrow. We can let anybody play of the 17 players plus goalkeepers that we have. But the problem is the next match on Saturday, because then we will lose time to sleep. We will arrive in the very early morning of Thursday. And Saturday, we face a very intense team of Leeds who prepare the whole week for this match. So, yeah, long story, short message. There's a huge chance that we rest some players, and maybe more important, we give some players load. We need the load, and we need minutes, and we need rhythm to put it in the other way. And yeah, the decisions will be made tomorrow, but there's a huge chance for that.
Nick Purewell.
Hi, Thomas. I know you said obviously not worried by form, which is understandable because you've obviously got. It's always going to be that way throughout a season, but is it can it be exciting for coaching staff and a group of players when, if there is something to get your teeth into to sort out? Is that the kind of best way to look at it? In terms of just
Yeah, it is like this. I feel it also personally. Like you have a certain anger in you that you don't have when you win. Like you have a certain anger and ambition to turn things around, and it makes you like. Instantly, makes you first feel very bad, but then brings out like also the need in you personally to step up and to show a reaction. And this is what it is. We try to avoid it because everybody hates to lose, but obviously it happens. But like I said, straight after the game, and when we analyze the data, we analyze the performance, we watch the games again. I don't think it's necessary to ask the big questions. But we need to step up in details and do our details to our standards. And we need to do this on the highest level. And we need to do it relentlessly. And no matter what the result is, no matter what the occasion is, and no matter how big the adversity is. And we have some space where we can improve in the details, but it's not about the big picture in the moment.
Dan Robson.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
We've always thought about N'Golo in this country is almost like Superman. I think Pogba once said he's only got 3 lungs, something like that. Do we now have to accept, though, that he is human? You know, he's getting older. These injuries do seem to be happening more. And would I be right in saying it feels like when he's out, it seems like he's out for longer? Is that you being more careful about bringing him back?
No.
And are we see just how important he is to you?
Me personally, I'm not so careful when to bring him back. It's actually a very open relationship with him. He takes care about this. He needs his time, but we don't have the feeling that it's about age that he takes longer. He's in general a careful person, takes care about his body, does not want to take risks. And I agree, he is a Superman. He is the guy who makes the difference. He is the guy everybody in the whole world wants to have in his midfield. And we miss him for a long time. Can we produce results and top performances without N'Golo? Yeah, we can. We proved already, but it's easier with him, and it's easier if he does not lack for too many weeks. We built him up after his last injury. We built him up. Now we had an accident. This can happen. This is not related to age or to overload. This is simply an accident during a match, and happened against Juventus, right? Yeah. Of course, we miss him a lot.
Hello, Thomas. Can I ask you, does Saul come back into your thinking with all these injuries in midfield, and what do you think of have you had time to reflect on the Watford game, and what's your thinking regarding him in the future?
Yeah, he's one of the guys who need rhythm, who needs minutes. He's not the only guy. He's always in our thinking. He's always in our thoughts. We always reflect on every single training session and performance and form. So he is one of the guys we think about, of course. I think that he struggled a bit with the intensity. I think also that he was a bit unlucky. He played against Aston Villa, Southampton and Watford. And all 3, if you even look at the data, were like high intensity games. Like also for terms of Premier League games, high intensity games, above the average. So that did not suit his main qualities. And we try to encourage him, because he grows into Chelsea more and more, and we will not stop to encourage him and try to bring out the best and help him to help us and help the team. And there's a high possibility that we can prove it tomorrow, and we will help him.
Suren from Europe Sport Russia.
Hello, Thomas. My question is about the issue of high pressing. In recent games, it seemed like it was difficult for Chelsea to go through the high pressing of opponents. And the examples are games against Watford and West Ham. Do you personally consider it as a problem? And if you do you have any solutions to this? Thank you.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of solutions for it. I agree with the Watford game. Not so much with the West Ham game, because I felt us more in control and much more in the opponent's half. With the Watford game, I totally agree. We had a lot of changes in the Watford game, first of all, so we could feel that this was a mix of players that never played with each other. Lacked a bit of rhythm and of good positioning and of like speed in our decision making, because we were not used to play with each other. In general, there are we have to constantly be on our highest level. Teams try to press us high. We had games, many games where teams tried and we found good solutions. It is, like the mistake we did now against Watford and we did now against West Ham is in a high pressing moment, but it is still like, if you see Jorginho doing a mistake like this, I don't think we have a structural problem or a behavior problem. It's more a technical decision-making problem. And this refers to also to mental and physically fatigue if you see now that Jorginho is, for example, out for his back pain, then you know that he played with back pain in West Ham United. He played because we miss Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante for such a long time. So this is what I meant. Sometimes you overload players, you overplay players. And especially with Jorginho, he comes from the Euros, he comes from Champions League, he comes straight away with no preseason into Super Cup finals. We knew this, that in some weeks he will face this, like maybe a dip of freshness, a dip of form. And exactly in this moment where it happens, absolutely natural, like our two main other midfielders are like out for injury. So this is maybe where also like our problems refer to, and but still we can do better. We still can improve in the details, also in every aspect of the game, and of course also in the build-up of our own life.
Okay, we've got time for two more. Matt Law and Alex Howe to finish. Matt Law.
Hi, Thomas. I noticed that Mateo Kovacic still wasn't back training today. I just wondered why he's still missing, and do you have any time scale on when he might be back yet?
No, we have bad news because Mateo was in training yesterday with a big smile, and it was a pure pleasure to have him back. And he got tested positive today for corona, so he's isolating and quarantining and out for another several days, which is a huge setback for him personally and for all of us.
And do you, just to follow up on that then, I mean, I've also been covering a story today that Spurs have had a big corona outbreak that's threatening their fixtures, and obviously the country, there's a big worry about the infection rate and the new variant. Is it a worry for you as a manager at the moment that this is going to become a more pressing issue over these next few months again?
Yeah, I was aware of it, that this can happen, me personally, and I'm absolutely not happy that it's happening, not only as a manager, but as a person. But this is what reality is at the moment, and we have to face it and to be ready to adapt, to secure health and do the best thing possible to avoid, what is it called? Contamination.
Okay, last question, Alex Howe.
Hi, Thomas. Just kind of off the back of that, how testing is it for you to deal with these high-pressure games, not have much time, and then also the issues with injuries you pick up? Does it, and COVID, does it affect what you'd like to do with the team?
Yes and no. Yes, injuries, of course, because it's not only that one player is missing, it has an effect on other players maybe playing more, maybe sometimes in an acute overload. No, because we can handle a schedule like this, we can handle, but it's a huge difference in the detail. Like to have 3 games in a week or 2 games every week is not the problem, but it's a huge difference. Like I said before, if you play from Saturday to Wednesday, and then if you play a home game, let's say tomorrow, and have a Saturday game, it changes your lineup because you absolutely can be sure that everybody recovers. If you know that we have a long trip, we sit in the bus, we sit in the plane, we have time difference, and we will arrive late at night in the early morning of Thursday. The lineup affects automatically your lineup for Saturday if the players played before this match very much. So yeah, but this is actually daily business, and what we wished for was like more opportunities to switch players, to rest players, to have more opportunities to change in certain positions. And then it gets a bit uncomfortable when you have key players out for too long. This is what we do, but this is what we do also on a daily basis. And even if we are very likely to have some changes tomorrow, we will prepare the team to win this game, and we will arrive with the will to win this game, nothing else. And we will push forward and stay positive and not let our mood be affected by circumstances that we unfortunately cannot influence.
Okay, we'll leave it there, everybody.